On the news tonight, Ondo House of Assembly holds public hearing on creation of local council development areas. Nigeria business reel from impact of Niger coup as political strategists run against wider disintegration in Africa. Nigeria Police Force launched standard operating procedure for safer schools. And from foreign scene, no progress in sight for political crisis as military leaders refuse international delegations.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. My name is Timile Faladi. The Ondo State House of Assembly says it will hold a public hearing on a bill for the creation of new local council development areas. In a statement by the clerk of the House, Benjamin Jayola, the House said the move is sequel to the submission of the executive bill on creation of a new local council development areas to the Assembly by Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. The Ondo State House of Assembly said the legislative step is necessary for the benefit of citizens and overall development of the state. The public hearing is scheduled to hold at the International Culture and Event Center, the Dome, tomorrow, Thursday, 10th August 2023, by 9 in the morning. The Assembly advised interested individuals or groups to forward their memoranda to the Secretariat on or before close of work on Wednesday, 9th August 2023. Governments at all levels in Nigeria must embrace technology for educational advancements and breakthroughs. Convener Orange Smart Card Project Ladi Poke stressed this need during a press briefing to flag off the smart academic centers in Ondo State. Joy Pius reports that 100 private schools as well as 100 public schools are expected to benefit from the project.
Inculcating the use of technology into the educational system provides students with easy-to-access information, accelerates learning and fun opportunities to practice what they learn, as well as reduce the stress associated with teaching, hence the introduction of the Orange Smart Academy. Intimating stakeholders on the essence of a program during a press conference in Akure, the convener, Orange Smart Card Project, Ladipo Oke, noted that the vision of introducing the Orange Smart Academy started 7 months ago, and it is aimed at upscaling education in the state. Mr. Oke said that the project is supported by 14 global brands.
The Smart Academy is an initiative, like I did say, sponsored by about 14 global brands as a need to fill the teaching and learning gap across our schools. As you are quite aware, the failure rate in mathematics and English, most importantly, has been a major challenge in this country. For every 10 students that sit for WAEC, barely will you have up to 50 to 60% that do have complete credit in mathematics and English. And if a child is not well grounded in numeracy and literacy, then what are the chances of that child succeeding in whatever career he intends to venture into? So that was why we came up with the Smart Academy as an initiative to further deepen the penetration of technology into teaching and learning in our schools. It's an integration of technology, content, and resources designed using the best technology anywhere in the world to deliver interactive education to children from age 6 to 18, which is the primary and the secondary.
The Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Femi Agagu, represented by the Director, Inspectorate and Quality Assurance in the Ministry, Olabanji Ogundele, said the move was in accordance with the education policy of the state government as encapsulated in the redeemed agenda.
Following up on the readiness of government to partner relevant stakeholders prepared to move education forward in the state has keyed into this project.
Chairman, National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, Ondo State, Aderemi Martins, and others commended the initiative, saying it will enhance learning capabilities of the learners.
When this method is being applied in the state, it's going to create more interest in the heart of the learners, by which they will have more interest in going to the school. They will love it the more. And once they love it, they create more interest. Then what the teachers will be teaching them, they will be able to comprehend. And with that, they will have better grade by the time they were being examined.
Orange Smart program is a plus. It's a good one for the upliftment of our education in Ondo State.
It's a program that will bring the best out of the students. It's a program that will even bring the best out of the teachers, because it will make them to work better. It gives the parents assurance that what they are paying for in the school, that they are getting it.
The program is also introducing Orange Card for teachers to benefit, and Orange Kolo, a platform that will aid easy payment of school fees. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
The Nigeria Police Force has held a strategic forum on achieving safer schools and launch of a Standard Operating Procedure (SOP) manual in Abuja. Those are the events aimed at curbing kidnapping in schools across the country, include the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. Also, the National Security Advisor to the President, Nuhu Ribadu, was represented at the event by retired Major General Diko. Others are the Chief of Defense Staff, Major General C.G. Musa, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Taurid Lagbaja, the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, among others. The chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Policy and Fiscal Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, says value-added tax VAT should be suspended on diesel to cushion the biting economic effect of the removal of subsidy on petrol. Oyedele, who made this known on a television interview program, believes that the federal government should suspend VAT on diesel because prices have gone up because of the removal of fuel subsidy. Oyedele, who said the suggestion will be tabled before the committee, said within the next 6 months, the committee will actualize critical tax reforms, rewrite and harmonize tax laws, issue executive orders, and roll out regulations, amongst others. Oyedele said that the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, is best suited to collect revenue for ministries, departments, and agencies, added that the Presidential Committee would look into excess bank charges and reduce the number of business taxes to about 10 from the about 65 to 70 levies and taxes being paid by Nigerian businesses. President of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has commended the various economic policies of President Bola Tinubu. The World Trade leader said Nigeria is on the path to economic prosperity with a respected and focused leader as President Tinubu. During a meeting with the president in Abuja, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala affirmed that the reform policy will birth at least 6 multinational manufacturing giants in Nigeria by December of this year. She added that she is leveraging on the president's commendable policies as bait to attract giant investors to the country and called on Nigerians to support the president in the ongoing reforms for accelerated development of the country. The Senate Ad hoc Committee investigating the non-completion of the East-West Road, led by Senator Abdul Ningi, has visited Delta State to inspect the East-West Road, raising concerns over expenditure on the project, among other issues. The East-West Road, which connects the South-South, Southeast, and western parts of the country, has remained in a bad state and uncompleted despite several attempts to complete the road. Conducting a fact-finding inspection at the Delta end of the East-West Road, the delegation promised to work on its findings to ensure the issues on the road are fixed once and for all. They promised to investigate the monies appropriated and ensure they are accounted for. The East-West Road is one of the strategic and critical road infrastructures which cut across the South-South geopolitical zone of the country, occupying a central nerve. You're still watching OSRC News at 7. We'll take a break now. Do stay with us.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you. Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
You're welcome back. You're still watching OSRC News at 7. You can watch us live on our website, www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. It clearly appears that the military takeover in Niger may not be ending soonest, even as world powers and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, continue to explore economic and security clampdowns. But here in Nigeria, some businesses are currently feeling the brunt of the issues happening in Niger. OSRC's Sahid Aribisala spotlights this impact and what political strategies are calling for to end the military overthrow.
The military takeover in the Niger Republic may be happening miles away from here in Ondo State, Akure, southwest Nigeria. But the brunt of the issues taking place right there in the Western African country is currently being felt right here at this gold market in the heart of Akure, the Ondo State capital, which serves as a major distribution network for many other mini markets in the locality.
For over 40 years, Mr. Jimo Saka has been in the business of selling goats and its likes. But the towns in northern Nigeria with Niger Republic are regular business destinations.
The problem they have is that 90% of these goods come from Niger. And when there is a problem in Niger, there's something available because they don't allow goods to enter through the border.
But since the coup which ousted President Mohamed Bazoum, business has been threatened for him and his colleagues.
Since 3 weeks ago, when they take over the government from Niger, they cannot be able to bring goods to where we are buying from them. Since last week, we have been facing this problem because they come from Niger to bring the goat to come and meet us at Miadua, Katsina State. But when there is a problem there now, we cannot be able to see them to bring the goat. The lead we bring, even if they bring 10, 20 of us are on the 10.
I've been to Niger even for the past 20-25 years. I've been going sometimes every week, sometimes monthly, sometimes maybe during our seasonal period. I've been going there, buy ram, buy goats, and then even cow from Niger. It affects us psychologically because we are appealing to our government so that maybe they will settle the matter amicably.
Following the coup, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, chaired by Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, has sanctioned and issued several warnings to ensure democracy prevails. The cutting of electricity supply, suspension of all commercial and financial transactions between the country and member states, and the closure of land and air borders between ECOWAS countries and Niger are some of the measures. With Nigeria leading from the front in this clampdown, the moves have raised conversation among some Nigerians on what the situation really means for Nigeria.
Africa used to be the centerpiece of Nigeria's foreign policy. So not until year 2009, where we started having the Boko Haram insurgency, then from the insurgency we have banditry that we are currently facing. So, but notwithstanding that we have our internal problem, that doesn't mean if there is something going on in our neighboring country, we still need to play the big brother role. Because in Africa, as it is today, we have done it in the past by supporting the movement, anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. We have done a lot in terms of peacekeeping through ECOMOG. What is currently happening in Niger is, one, the Nigerian government has two options, and they have explored the first option, which is economic sanction, by imposing economic sanction on Niger, hoping that the military junta is going to give power back to the civilian elected government. And you know, another thing why Nigeria will also take action is that Niger is our neighbor. We share boundary with Niger, and you know, even in the northern part of Nigeria, the boundary that we share with Niger is not even with fence. So it means that if there is a military coup in Niger, and we allow that military coup to stay, it may pose a danger to our own democracy.
The continuous inroad of military overthrow across African countries, according to a political strategist, Felix Alonge, must be checked.
The people don't actually conscious of the fact that the benefits, the dividends of democracy is better than being under the military administration. And because African leaders, vis-a-vis United Nations, believe that they need to educate the people that it is better for them to have democracy. And the best thing is to also warn African leaders for them to do what? For them to perform to the expectation of their people.
Ensuring democracy thrives in Africa's sub-region should be collectively tackled, not only during military takeover, but when democracy is being manipulated.
Look at Paul Biya of Cameroon. Paul Biya has been there for years. Keep changing the constitution. That's what some people are saying, that, okay, what did ECOWAS do? When you see democratically elected president changing the constitution of the country, making sure that they destroy the institution to make them like a life president. That why is ECOWAS not making a bold statement on that?
While not backing down yet, Nigeria's military coup leaders announced the appointment of Ali Mohammed Lamin Zein as Prime Minister, but the stance against the junta remains strong, despite acclaimed support by some world powers like Russia. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
In the meantime, the presidency says President Bola Tinubu has not ruled out military intervention ahead of the West African Coalition Crisis Summit in Abuja tomorrow. Presidential spokesman Ajuri Ngelale said the president, who also chairs the bloc ECOWAS, still believes diplomacy is the best way forward to resolve the crisis. Ngelale, who said no options have been taken off the table, said the presidency is clear with the unity leaders what the consequences are for failing to return to constitutional order. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has warned the general public that fruits ripened with calcium carbide and buying drugs from hawkers is a complete risk that could lead to death. The Director General, NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, said this in a keynote address during the media sensitization workshop on dangers of drug hawking and ripening of fruits with calcium carbide held in Awka, the Anambra State capital. Adeyeye was represented by NAFDAC's Director, Chemical Evaluation and Research, Dr. Leonard Omokpariola, said the chemicals in calcium carbide were hazardous to pregnant women and children and relate to headaches, dizziness, mood disturbances, mental confusion, memory loss, among others. She added that consumption of fruits ripened with calcium carbide may cause cancer, heart failure, kidney failure, and liver failure, which must be avoided. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed a total of 1,534 cases of diphtheria in the country. The NCDC said a total of 4,160 suspected cases have been reported from 27 states across 139 local government areas in the country. The NCDC, in its diphtheria situation report from May 2022 to July 2023, said the confirmed cases were distributed across 56 local government areas in Kano, Yobe, Bauchi, Katsina, Lagos, FCT, and Kaduna. Others are Niger, Gombe, Osun, Jigawa, and Cross River states. The suspended Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele has asked a federal high court sitting in Lagos to stop the federal government from further prosecuting him on the charge of illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition or on any other charge for that matter. He is also seeking an order of the court discharging him of all offences prosecuted by the government, who is in brazen disobedience of the subsisting orders of the court granting him bail on July 25, 2023. Emefiele also asked for a further order prohibiting the federal government from continuing to enjoy any form of indulgence from the courts except and unless it complies with a bail ruling. Through his lawyers, led by Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Joseph Daudu, the suspended CBN governor filed an application to this effect before Vacation Judge Justice Nicholas Owebo, who had admitted him to bail after his arraignment. Emefiele has asked Justice Owebo to stay further proceedings in the present charge until he exhausts all the remedies available to him in law to compel the government and the DSS to obey the order of the court admitting him to bail or remanding him in the custody of a Nigerian Correctional Center until he perfects his bail terms. Justice Owebo has fixed tomorrow, Thursday, August 10, to hear the application. West African leaders are expected to meet on Thursday to discuss their response to the generals who deposed Niger's elected president in a surprise coup 2 weeks ago. The military leaders have refused to welcome delegations from the United Nations, African Union, and regional organization ECOWAS. They say their safety cannot be guaranteed, but senior coup officials have met the United States Deputy Secretary of State.
The President of the National Council for the Safeguarding of the Homeland, Head of State, decrees Article 1, Mr. Lamine Zain Ali Mohammed is appointed Prime Minister.
I will speak to the conversations the Secretary has had with President Bazoum, and in those conversations, the Secretary has, number one, looked for an assessment of the situation from President Bazoum. Number two, he's been checking on his safety and his health and the health and safety of his family. And number three, he has been assuring him that we support the return to the constitutional order, and that is the position of the United States, and that is what we are trying to work towards. The window of opportunity is definitely still open. We believe that the junta should step aside and allow President Bazoum to resume his duties tomorrow, anytime in the near future.
We have multiple levers on which we can leverage to achieve the end that we are seeking to achieve, which is to uphold the ECOWAS protocols by ensuring that there is a return of civilian democratic rule under the leadership of President Bazoum.
And now to sports. World Women's 100-meter hurdles champion and record holder Tobi Amusan's name is missing from Team Nigeria's list of 26 athletes to this year's World Athletics Championships, which was released by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. The World Championships will hold from August 19 to August 27 in Budapest, Hungary. Amusan's participation at the competition has been uncertain after she was provisionally suspended by the Athletics Integrity Unit for missing 3 drug tests this season, while the AU also stated that there would be a hearing on her case before the World Championships. She also vowed to file the charges and prove her innocence, but nothing has been heard about the proceedings with just 9 days to the championships. Now, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria also omitted US-based sprinter Udodi Onwuzurike and Godson Brume from the list. Brume had pulled out of the championships 3 days ago, citing medical issues, while Onwuzurike failed to recover in time from the injury he sustained at the NCAA Outdoor Championships in the United States. On the women's list to Budapest are Rosemary Chukuma, Ophelia Flavor, Faith Nkwose, Eyapo Bayon, Justina, Success Mwokoro, Oko Unse Imiabon, Patience George, Ella Onjowewo, Oke Okpeyemi, Rove Soro, Amechi Obiageri, Pamela Anumba Ashley, Oyekere Chioma, and Olatoye Oyesade. And now, before we go tonight, let's take another look at the major stories. The Ondo State House of Assembly will tomorrow hold a public hearing on a bill for the creation of new local council development areas. In a statement by the clerk of the House, Benjamin Jayola, the House said the move is sequel to the submission of the executive bill on creation of a new local council development areas to the Assembly by Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. We told you also that political strategists in Ondo State have warned against a wider disintegration in Africa following the military takeover in Niger. You heard that the Nigeria Police Force has held a strategic forum on achieving safer schools in the country and has launched the Standard Operating Procedure SOP manual in Abuja. And finally, from the foreign scene, you heard that there is still no progress in sight to the political crisis in Niger ahead of a crisis summit tomorrow as military leaders refuse international delegations, saying their safety cannot be guaranteed. And that's the news. Thank you for watching. Good night.